Hello everyone. Welcome to another session of PAPEXPO Talks. Today we have with us Sona Signature, and it is no doubt one of the premium company across India who have been able to deliver their products in great range. Now today I would request sir to give a small introduction about you and the company to our audience.
Okay, thank you so much for having us on this platform. My name is Anup Verma, and I take care of sales and marketing of Sona Paper for their business and marketing. And Sona has been into the paper business since 1966. It was started by our first generation chairman and founder of the company, Mr. Amarnath Suneja, and later on, it was taken over by the second generation of the family, which was headed by Mr. Sanjay Suneja, Mr. Raju Suneja, and Mr. Sandeep Suneja. And we started with commodity paper business, but since year 2000 onwards, our main focus is on specialty and fine paper. Uh, the first association that we had in specialty paper domain was with a company called Gruppo Cordoners from Italy. It is one of the biggest paper mill that we have in the European continent. And then we did not look backward. From there, we got in association with Arju Begins. We got associated with Hensol Paper Mill. We got associated with Nina Paper Mill. So we have currently 9 paper mill where we are working together, and we are representing them exclusively in Indian subcontinent and Middle East as well.
Right. So, since being that said, that you have been set, basically, you can say that you have set a great benchmark for premium and specialty papers, right? So, sir, how do you see, the Indian industry has been shifting a lot towards luxury packages. So, what's your take on that?
You see, seen we have seen those days where we used to sell one single sheet also,
Okay.
you know, and now we are playing in metric tons. So yes, of course, Indian market has graduated to that level. There used to be a time that the acceptance of these kind of paper, you know, taste-wise, people had a taste. They wanted to adopt this paper in their printing and communication, but cost-wise, the Indian market was not at all ready.
Right.
So we started our journey from there. When commodity paper was selling for 50 rupees kg, 60 rupees kg, and we started from our journey from 200 rupees kg, 250 rupees kg. So you can see the effort that must have gone, into making the brand accepting these kind of paper. But yes, it was an interesting journey. Brand we started pushing towards doing what do we call mm, no that dummy making
Okay.
simulation.
Right.
So when the brand managers, when the designers, they started having the product in their hand
Right.
with the touch and feel, they started to realize that this kind of thing is very much essential and required, because the luxury is nothing but a sensory
Right.
industry.
So you curated most of the products by your understanding. So since like product curation is not a small thing, right? So how or what is the strategy or idea you involve before finalizing that this particular product nahi ye chalega market mein?
See, initially we took risk. Initially we based on what was selling in other countries, because see, these brands are very old brands.
Right.
They have been doing business successfully in other part of the world. So initially we took inspiration from there, and then we got in touch when we were launching the product in India. We were constantly in touch with the specifier, especially
Okay.
the designer, the art directors who are involved in making of the brand.
Right.
So we took them also in our support. They guided us. You should have these kind of texture paper. You should have this kind of colored paper. You should have these kind of different range of paper. So we started from there, and gradually we also started like learning
Right.
the way machine is learning these days.
So just you mentioned that like you have collaborated with a lot of global brands and created a lot of products, right? So what defines your culture in the company?
We lead paper, I would say. We lead paper. I mean, you meet any of my staff from top to bottom, you'll get that sense, you'll get that feeling, you'll get that vibes. We lead paper day and night,
So
and it is not only paper. It is passion. It is passion of selling paper. It is passion of handling paper. It is passion of we talk with the paper. We communicate with the paper. We
so
are that passionate.
so like if you say like that, the first thing to which pops my question is, how do you become passionate about something which you're, because you mentioned your team is as well. So usually in every business, when you talk about the management chain, they're always in passionate about their company, their products, but making your team be passionate about that's something commendable. How have you been able to do
So
that?
most of my teammates are almost 80% of them
Yeah.
have a work tenure of more than 10 years with
Wow.
us. So you can understand the love and passion from the
Okay.
people.
Right.
We don't let our people go from us.
So what would you say, like, what's your strongest asset as a company?
Strongest asset, I would say, is the passion that our founder, chairman, and the second generation, who took over the business, the passion that they brought in,
Right.
because the fine paper was brought in by a gentleman called Mr. Raju Suneja.
Okay.
He's one of the director and promoter of the company. So still the kind of passion that gentleman is, carrying with him, commendable. Even after 30 years, 25 years, he still treats those, fine paper as if he has seen it for the first time. He's he's that passionate. So that has
We are all inspired by him. Let me tell my experience with
exactly.
that. Being an accounting student who was taking care of our accounts department.
Yeah.
After seeing his passionate towards the paper and the taste of getting the paper to the people's choices, so I become very like I'm a background from accounts. How will I manage to sell the paper, market the paper? But after seeing him, we learned a lot from him actually. So that bring me from an accounting field to a marketing field where I'm enjoying my seriously. I'm enjoying my work actually. It's
Sound.
nice to interact with the clients and being a representative for special paper, it gives you more interest. It's something like keep on learning something you learn every day because customer requirements won't end up at one pile, right?
Right.
Every day there is a new kind of a technique, new ideas developing. So to give an answer to that, Sona is ready to answer it. So we are at most all in all spheres we are ready to satisfy our clients.
Right.
Also, to add to what just Shrikant said, that my marketing and sales team are there in the market not as a seller or a marketer. They are there in the market as a consultant.
Right.
We get into the loop of the decision making team, you
Right.
know, right from the brand side to the designing side. We are that much involved. My team knows what is color correction, what is the value of good font size. My team knows that. They are that much involved.
So, as I initially started with, you're the setting up the benchmark for fine papers. You already. Now it looks like that it's not just setting up the product. You are, I think, one of the most few companies across India in paper industry who actually knows how to curate in the company. So we can, like there's no way soon that we can see Sona Signature Papers in the main board coming very soon.
Of course, I mean that's our vision. Thank you so much.
And so like adding that, so see, every industry has been evolving, right? And how Sona Papers takes it, like, what are the key changes or how the industry revolution Sona is grabbing and how it's making more advantageable to their side.
See, the time has changed, especially after COVID. There is phenomenal changes across the industry, across the vertical. So has in our industry also. So right now, even we are moving our focus towards the packaging, which is top of the town right now.
Right.
We are doing a lot of effort, and my team is focused towards the short run print as well. I mean, that is also one of the innovation that industry has adopted of
Right.
late. And we are adopting all these changes which has happened so frequently. We since my team is young, we all have a young, low age teammates with us. So we have really adopted all these changes, and we are working towards that. And thankfully, I mean, we have still been quite successful in that domain.
So in specific, Sona, targets its what type of customers?
See, so there are two verticals that we have in our sales and marketing domain. One is marketing, which works primarily with the specifier.
Right.
My that team is they are called back sellers. So what we do, we generally get in touch with all the specifier,
Right.
and like brand managers, the creative directors, the designers who are responsible for making of a brand,
Right.
because they know, since they are creating the brand, so they know the DNA of the brand. They know what kind of paper suits, what kind of packaging, what kind of paper will suit, what kind of brochure catalog. So my one team works there.
Right.
Second team works towards the printing and dealer network side. So it's a combination of these two teams that works together, and we do business.
Great. And so can you help me with, if someone wants to start a company like Sona, what are the first few steps he needs to learn and start doing to get into the industry?
That's a very interesting question. I would say the first and foremost is to fall in love with the paper.
Right.
That is very important. I keep saying this to all my new hirings, all my existing team also. Fall in love with the paper. It will teach you a lot of things.
No, so to be honest, you say fall in love with paper, like like it's probably your wife, right? So but when it comes to an whole, there's a lot of myths going around paper. If we talk about just like googling stuff, it used to say that back in old age it used to take tons of industry to just create a single A4 sheet, and I know the industry have upgraded and moved along, but still people have these concepts that we are cutting down forests for creating paper, etc., etc. So what's your take on sustainability about that?
Well, that's a myth, to be very honest. This morning we had a couple of gentlemen who were talking about this only. This is also misinformation that has been spread around.
Right.
Primarily, all by all this digital, domain and electronics media. Uh, all the papers, in current scenario, and all the papers that we are trading, we are selling, they are coming from responsible forest. We are not touching any natural habitats. In fact, we are regenerating them.
Right.
We have acres and acres of lands with our pulp suppliers, and they are, planting trees specifically for producing pulp. So there is no harm to the environment. We are rather contributing to the environment. So I would say the more paper people will consume, the more better it is for the environment.
So I understand now.
Adding to that, like Sona is the first FSC certified paper merchant in India.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was back in 2008 when people were just hearing about this. So we are the first multi-site paper certified FSC certified company in India.
Right.
We are that serious for the environment.
So as you mentioned, why there is a delay or the lateness in understanding that paper is not more good, because people have been using plastic products for decades now, and they are now shifting towards paper. But why the awareness got delayed?
Well, I would not say that awareness got delayed. It is. I mean, the current generation, which is primarily on the digital media, and
Right.
everybody is on the phone
Right.
and mobile and tablet. Nobody has a habit of reading.
Right.
All these understandings comes from the reading habit. You need to read something to understand something.
Right.
You can't see that in one visual of 5 seconds and 3 seconds. You
Okay.
need to read a lot.
Right.
So I guess that is missing in our current generation. People of my age or his age, or we know what is the source of this pulp. Even though if you talk somebody who's of my age from different industry,
Right.
he will talk responsibly, he will talk sensibly. But the current generation, they need to be informed. I mean, they unfortunately their exposure to the knowledge platform is very less.
So, what node do you think India can play globally when it comes to luxury grade eco-friendly paper?
See, uh, unfortunately, in India, there is no paper mill which is producing such kind of paper, which
Okay.
can complement to the luxury, say for example, packaging or luxury communication. But yes, we have the best of the designing team with us. We have best of the printing press like Pragati with us, who are no less than any other players in the world. So it is, I guess, I see a phenomenal potential in time to come.
Right.
I personally believe that we are going to be number one.
Right, sir. Now, so my last question to you is, what is the biggest challenge you see in upscaling the use of paper when the youngsters today are more preferred in the digital version?
Uh, See, I believe that all these youngsters, they're going to come back to the reading habit. Reason why I'm saying so. I mean, globally, if you will see the you know publishing, the phenomenon of how publishing market is doing this day, publishing market has gone very up.
Right.
That means there's a demand for the books.
Books.
Publishers are doing very good business these days.
Right.
Especially after COVID.
Right.
I am not. Though I keep meeting a lot of publishers, I am not seeing any publishing press
Hmm.
which are sitting idle. They are over occupied.
Okay.
Yeah. So I see a better future in time to come. I strongly
Very
believe.
recently, I've studied one article. It's been study conducted after COVID. Students category of 5 to 13 years of age, their memory. They were conducting a survey on the memory. So it was the memory. The survey has come up with an outcome that a student who can write and read on the paper, his memory standards are high compared to studying on online. Okay, they have done a recent survey, so
Right.
it proved it actually. So
Right.
now we can understand that what is the importance of paper. Writing, reading can be only happen only on the paper,
Right.
on the books. So paper is essential in human life. I believe in that.
And so, before we conclude this podcast, what is the message you would like to give to the audience of Sona, the audience of PAPEXPO, and the whole India, that how they should take paper? And as everyone says, use paper, love paper. What is something you would like to give them few words with when it comes to paper?
Well, I would say that yes, people have to use the paper. Keep doing innovative works. My appeal is to the design and the printing fraternity. Keep doing innovative work. We are there to support you. Tell us what do you know you need in terms of good quality paper, eco-friendly paper. We have access to all this paper globally. We can bring to India anything that you want. Give us a shout. We are there for you.
So, India today, Sona Papers is giving you a commitment. If you want something great in paper, they stand back to you 100%.
Yes.
And I would really thank Sir Shrikant sir
Anup.
and Sir Anup sir to give your time for the podcast, and it was a great
Our
podcast
pleasure.
with you.
Thank
Pleasure,
you.
pleasure.
Thank you
That's our
so much.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.